The Prince of London is here. What's popping corn? Now today is still hashtag love is free, but hashtag pride. Now this month is Pride Month, and I brought on some friends.
Hello.
So you guys want to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's up?
So we got Day back.
Yeah, what?
Hello.
We got one more guest. Well, saying hello isn't exactly introducing yourself. It's just more.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. My name is Ash.
And
I'm a bird. Like bird.
I'm a big bad boy.
Sorry. Stop. Oh! I'm the butterfly knife. In my game, I mean.
butterfly doors. Space cooped up like a UFO. Smoking on dope.
Ah!
Okay, wait. So what are we talking about?
So, yep, Pride.
Pride.
You guys take it away.
Oh boy.
I don't want to take it away from people. Like, damn, they need their pride.
Yay.
Oh, depride. Oh.
Huh?
I don't want to deprive people from pride.
Ooh.
You can write that down in your lyrics.
Oh my god. I am so very gay, and that's the end of my TED Talk.
That's TED Talk, babe.
You're welcome, babe.
Babe.
Boop.
Okay, this podcast is going to a good start.
I've got my binder on from when I was 13. Like my 13-year-old binder. And it's binding me really nicely. And also bending my ribs really nicely too.
Yeah, like, how are you breathing?
I just breathe.
Before we carry on with that, do you guys want to explain what a binder is to people who might not know?
A binder is for trannies, female to male trannies, who are females that in their brain want to be man boy with penis.
Do you
And
maybe
so-
want me to help you with this, Jay?
Yes, because that
Females who want to be man boy. Okay, yeah, it's for trans males who have
Man boy!
chest dysphoria, so want to
And
flatten their
dysphoria
chest.
is thinking that it's a dissociation between body and brain.
Yeah. So basically, you have
If you feel
boobs,
dissociation
you don't
from
have boobs.
nummy num.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't want boobs, then you wear your binder and it flattens you and makes you look like you got a male chest, which is really nice when you have bad boy dysphoria.
Bad boy dysphoria? Yeah. Pretty much that's what a binder is. And it also hurts when you're trying to breathe. Which is fun. Especially when you're wearing a binder from when you were 13. Like,
My
why
one's
do
gone
you
too
still
loose
have
for me.
that?
I don't know. It still fits, but it's just a little bit too tight.
Hmm.
And my normal one is too big for me now. It just looks like I'm kind of almost wearing a sports bra, and I'm just like, ah! My mom actually tried to fucking give me sports bras like a few days ago, and I was like, and she was like, "Oh, do you want them, kiddo?" And I was like, "No, mummo."
Mummo. Yeah, nah, you can miss me with that sports bras.
Dysphoria sucks. Especially bottom dysphoria. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to shit about my dysphoria. Carry on.
Pride, everybody. This is... Whoop.
Obviously for Pride, I thought that I would bring on some scientists on, so the smartest people in the world, and the explanation they just gave was perfect.
If you want scientific, I can talk scientific.
Can you? I kind of want to see this.
No. When I'm...
You just said you could talk scientific. Jesus.
So basically, this is my scientific talk. When your brain does a bad, your brain needs some pills to make it not do a bad and do a good instead. Kind of like a puppy. If you don't want it to do a bad, give it some pills so it can go to sleepy times. And then you'll never have to deal with your dog ever again.
I'm feeling right now like my audience are like 4-year-old kids. Just trying to... Because
yeah, kids, don't give your puppies pills.
Give them chocolate cookies instead.
No. Give them normal dog food.
Oh, don't give them grapes.
Why?
Because apparently grapes can kill a dog.
Huh?
Oh, grapes kill me if so numb.
No.
Make me know. Boom, boom, boom. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing, and it feels like it's been like 3 hours already. Why?
It's been 50 minutes.
Ooh, my foot is tingly.
Oh no.
So, guys.
Yes.
You want to elaborate more onto Pride and why it's a, you know, why it's... Oh, my voice.
I mean, this year's the
for celebrating how gay you are.
This year, though, it's a special Pride because it's 50 years since the Stonewall riots, which was a pretty big thing in like gay rights.
Do you want to explain what it is?
The Stonewall riots basically a series of riots in America, basically against the police brutality against gay and queer people, and that made a lot of change. It was a very effective riot. So now, 50 years on, we have like a lot more gay rights and trans rights and...
Oh my god, imagine 100 years.
Oh boy.
We'd be so old. We'd be like 68, 67.
To be honest, I don't think we'll be alive. In 100 years, we'll be 67.
No, in 50 years. Like 100 years since the Stonewall riots.
Sorry, my brain left.
In 100 years, we'll be 67.
Because, you know, we're technically, like, we're just casually all born on leap years. Somehow.
We're just all minus 42. Yeah, so that's the Stonewall riots, and that's why this year's Pride's going to be a big boy one.
Yep.
What the parade is.
Yeah. We're going to be in it this year. I'm excited.
Oh, yes.
I want to get face paint.
I still have rainbow paint from the last Pride I went to. It's amazing.
Oof. Yes.
Just a big old rainbow that you just swipe on your face.
Oh shit! Yeah, I had that. I had one of them
Yes.
last year.
I did a rainbow, and I did rainbow eyeshadow like 2 years ago as well.
Oh my god!
Just fucking did all the rainbow. How did I not know I was gay, man?
I know, right? How? Even like
I embraced the gay even when I thought I was just a straight male. But no, I'm not straight.
So do you guys want to explain how the LGBTQ community is at this current time?
Pretty damn chill, apart from the transgenders pissing me off so much and blocking up the NHS waiting list for fucking gender clinic.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them bitches. I hate the transgenders. They need to stop. Oh my god, you could be transgender without dysphoria. Yeah, right, bitch.
No.
Having dysphoria makes you transgender.
It's not. You can't. You can't just be like, I'm gonna be a boy now. I like wearing boys' clothes.
Fucking hell. Just because you're a tom girl doesn't mean you're a boy, mate. Like, come on. You have to have dysphoria. You have to feel like your body isn't your own. You know, you got to go through my struggle. And once you hit my struggles and every other actual trans guy struggles, then yeah, sure, I'll call you like fucking actually transgender. But if you're a transgender, nah, get out of my face. You're making the process so much longer. Literally, waiting list for the gender clinic is like basically 2 years now.
I think it's quite longer than that.
For me, it only took like a year and like I think a year and 9 months, 10 months.
But like, because you know, I got the letter saying that my appointment will be like, or like I'll get another letter in like August time. I bet you I'm gonna get a letter in August time saying, oh yeah, we'll give you another letter in like December time.
Yeah, I wish I could just be like to my gender person thing, like, oh, this person, hook them up like right now, make them skip the waiting list.
I don't think that's how it works.
Rip. I have another appointment on Monday. By the way, NHS sucks. You might as well go private.
Yeah.
I mean, that's if we can afford private.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't have money.
I do, but I'd prefer it to be free, so that I don't have to rack on my parents for money for it, because I don't want that. I don't want it to cost. You know, I don't want to have my parents pay for who I want to be. Yeah,
because private is expensive.
130 quid for one appointment. I'd imagine you have to have at least 6 appointments before they can actually diagnose you with gender dysphoria. That'll come up with like over £700.
And then like the actual surgeries.
Oh my god.
Wait, let me look it up.
It's 6,000 to 12. No, I think it's like 5,000 to 12,000 pounds for top surgery, and bottom surgery, depending on which one you want, it could range from like 10,000 or some shit, which is horrible. But then again, if you do go private, you can also link up with the NHS to get some of your things done, like for free, like your testosterone you can get for free. But also if you're from like, well, I think it's either way, I'm not really sure, but if you're going from female to male, like if you want actual biological kids in the future, if you go private, you kind of have to do like egg frozen freezing, and that's going to be free. That's like 6,000 quid just to get your eggs frozen.
What?
Yep. I don't know if it's free on the NHS, but
that's so much money.
I know, it's horrible. But as much as I have like the most intense bottom dysphoria ever, like I still don't want to go through the operation because it's like my explicit. Is it okay for me to be a bit explicit about bottom surgery?
Oh yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Because like obviously with bottom surgery, you either have to have a pump, or have like a semi bent rod to actually get. That's not a real fucking bone on me. I want to actually be able to, get a hard on, but no, I can't. And bottom surgery.
Maybe by the time that like you're able to get bottom surgery, maybe they might have
advanced in technology, but I doubt that because how many people are actually trying to advance on that technology? We still have the two types of freaking top surgery as we did like ages ago.
True.
With bottom surgery, so if you wouldn't be able to get hard on, how exactly was like
without having to pump your because with phalloplasty, where you actually have they take a skin like a chunk of skin from your arm and your thigh, and make it into like a replica of a penis. You do get full sensation in it all the way to the tip, which is quite cool. But the thing is, though, to get to be able to have like a hard on, or make your fallow dick hard, you kind of have to have a pump. Either have a pump or a slightly bent rod that you can bend fully. And you can't just get a hard on.
Because for me, from my point of view,
it's this guy's point of view.
Yeah, it's this guy's point of view. If I could get a sensation down there, like even if like I was limp, I could get a sensation if it was like touched or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would not fully I wouldn't be fully aroused or feel like, okay, yeah, I'm there, I'm extreme, if it wasn't hard kind of thing. So could you still get like a full orgasm or like a full
you can orgasm, but you obviously won't have sperm.
Yeah.
Which is shit.
Would you still have like a full arousement? It wouldn't be somewhere where. So let's say like I have.
Hold on, let me explain this. When you don't get bottom surgery, that your female to male, like your clitoris will grow to about.
That's if you go on T.
If you go on T, from about 1.5 really, 1.5 inches to 4 inches. It can grow. So obviously, when you have phalloplasty, that will be a part of it. Like it'll be from where your growth already. So you will have sensation, and you will be able to get kind of aroused. Like it does kind of get hard, like your T dick.
Yeah.
Say.
Okay.
Yeah. So obviously, there's going to be that sort of a proper sensation and shit like that.
But it wouldn't be like it wouldn't feel like you're having blue balls kind of thing. Like you wouldn't.
Well, blue balls can happen with anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen with anyone, but I mean, as in like, it wouldn't be a constant thing where, like, for me, I could have blue balls if it was.
Obviously, if you go and jack off, like anyone can have blue balls if you don't have sex or jack off, whatever the fuck.
But even like just in the sense of if like let's say if I was to just get like a half kind of tub, which is basically if someone was to touch it or if I was to scrape it or whatever, and it was just a bit of blood was to fill up.
Oof.
Then
you'd be able to feel that.
Yeah, but there's that, but then there's like where it's like, oh, there's a pain, like there's someone who's cute or there's this or that, and then it would be boom, it would the whole blood would kind of go there. Would that be the
would you get an hard on without like having to do anything to it, like just by seeing like someone? Is that
no, what I'm trying to say is like, so because like you say that you're not able to get a hard on. I'm just thinking, well, let's say you're having
horny and shit,
but you would still feel like if you was to have sex, and let's say it was like good sex, it was amazing.
Yeah,
you would still feel like you could still feel like it's. You wouldn't feel like consistently you've been blue balls. You would just be like,
yeah, you'd be able to come and shit after you've had sex, or when you're having sex.
Okay.
Depending on what you like.
So the physical side of it doesn't affect the emotional or like the horniness that it wouldn't. I don't know, because for guys it's like for cis guys it's when we get a hard on, it's like it's the physical side shows it. That's why when if we're horny or anything, what we're feeling inside would show with our penis. While it I'm not sure with trans males.
No, as I said, it can show if you pump it up and make it hard, but it won't just become hard without you doing anything to it.
So if you didn't do anything to it, if you didn't do anything to it, you could still feel that kind of release thing.
Still be horny.
Yeah, so you could still be horny, but then like you could still have that intense thing to like. Let's say you're having sex, and then so you have the horny process of when you're about to have sex. Then you have the kind of thing of like, you're feeling it more. You're feeling it more like you're climaxing to orgasm, and then you orgasm, and it's like, oh, that was amazing.
Yeah.
You could with females, with cis females, it's. I feel that like you could do that with.
What, you think girls can't come properly?
No, I'm not saying. No, I'm saying. No, I'm saying.
Trust me, they can.
Cis females can. I'm not saying that they can't come. I'm saying that they can. But I'm just trying to find out is because when they do come, obviously you don't see any, or if they do feel that like fully arousement of like, yes, so there's different types of arousements. There's a arousement of like where it's like, oh, I'm putting my jeans on and oh, okay, oh, it slightly touched my dick, oh, okay, I got something there, and there's an arousement of like, oh, I'm like, you wake up in bed or something, like, I don't know, it's kind of like it's more bloods there, and then there's arousement of like, yeah, oh, kind of.
So what are you trying to say?
Because what I'm trying to say is with I understand that you would have to pump if you want to physically show your arousement, but
I want to physically show your arousal. What do you think, like with a woman?
For trans male.
For a trans male.
If he was to get bottom surgery.
If he was to get bottom surgery, obviously, like you cut your clit would not the dick unless you actually do the thing, make it hard, like pump the balls or straighten up a rod or something.
But so okay, I got an easier way to describe this. So my brain is dumb. Okay, the better way to explain this is so the orgasms and like the nervous systems that you have as a female
is way stronger than a male because there's like thousands of nerves.
Would you still have that when having bottom surgery?
Yeah, you get more sensitive down there. They go on T and it grows, and when he gets bottom surgery, obviously, feel from down there. And
the orgasm would be the same and everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
if you come, you wouldn't ejaculate. But obviously, like, you'd be able to orgasm or some shit.
Because I feel it's like the same way. It's like it's the same process I have of when I hear about men who has had their dick chopped off or anything like that. It's like, yes, you can. I don't know, because for me, it's just like that. The arousement that I feel, it's only in my penis. That's the I don't feel the arousement in my stomach.
Arousal is subjective, okay? Some people feel aroused and, like, they feel it in their entire body. Some people feel aroused. Like, I'm so baffled.
I don't know if okay. Hopefully, if anyone watches this, they'll be able to like kind of know what I'm trying to get at. It's just if I had a diagram, I'll probably be able to explain it more. Get away from me. I've just been very fascinated in just since I was born. Okay, maybe not since I was born, but since like in probably primary or like secondary of just how an orgasm works in both males and females and trans males and trans females.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. It depends on like the type of surgery you get. If you get surgery, even. I don't know. I'm not the expert on this area.
What
Do
are the
you want me to explain to you all of the surgeries and how they work?
It's not exactly the surgeries. Okay. Okay. Let me try and explain it this way. Okay. I got a question. When at this point of time, pre-surgery.
Yeah.
When like when having your fun, do you feel like a tingly sensation down there, or any sensation?
Yeah, duh.
Yeah. So does that also like hitting when you hit a drum, like a snare, there's different velocities that you can hit that drum.
Hey, listen, just because I'm trans doesn't mean that the actual thick part that I have down there, my vagina, doesn't work properly.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. No. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to what I'm trying to compare is a drum to how a cis guy's penis works, where
are you comparing a penis to a drum?
Yeah.
Right now. What?
So there's different velocities of how, but even that we could feel arousement like in so many areas, but the penis is the. Let's move on because this is gonna go forever.
I am so confused.
So let's change topics, please.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about what do you guys want to talk about next?
I want to talk about decision I decided today that Jay knows.
Oh yeah.
About pronouns for me. I want to go back to being known as they, them, instead of he, him.
Okay.
Because do you know what that means?
So is that mixed genders kind of?
Just like gender neutral.
Like gender neutral, yeah.
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 When you're referring to Ash, you just be like, oh yeah, they, them, they're this, or oh, ask them then, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So instead of like referring to me as he, like he's doing this, you'd say they're doing this.
Like where instead of where is he, you say where are they?
Where.
Where. I've been fuck. I've been hammering on today.
Okay, so as I know,
yeah,
I'll start saying they or them.
Yeah.
But for people that wouldn't know, like who are around you.
Oh, I want everyone to start calling me they and them. Like I know it's going to be hard for some people to adjust, because some people only just adjust.
Oh shit.
He, him, as you guys know.
Yeah.
So
would you be telling them, or like how? Would you announce it out, or would you just go like if someone says he, you would just say to them, no, it's they and them now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So with the okay, no names.
Yeah.
But with the one problem that we had.
Yeah.
With genders. How's that gonna work out?
What, with that person?
Yeah.
Yeah, that person's gonna be very, very, very confused. So are a lot of people, like a lot of people in that class. If I say, hey.
Oh my god,
yeah, that's who we're talking about.
Yeah.
But also like all the loads of people that
I thought we were saying another pronoun. So
This is Where is
Yeah, no, that's not a pronoun. Yeah, there's so many people that are gonna be confused, but let them be confused. I don't really care.
Yeah.
As long as they're not like going out of their way to be like, be annoying or anything.
Which I will talk more about this topic that's come up after the podcast, but something's been starting to happen that it's okay. So it's a story about someone that we all know.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it on the podcast, just for privacy reasons, for their privacy and for us. But yeah, something's been starting to come up and it's been a bit iffy. But I'll talk about that later. Do you guys want to what else?
Wait, I'm confused. What's this thing that's been iffy?
Well, I can't say it on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
What? Okay. How long have we been?
How long have we been? I don't know.
Been a while.
I think we started recording at like 40 minutes, maybe.
The recording's on 37 minutes 55.
Okay.
Do you guys want to Do you guys want to talk about your what you want for the future for the LGBTQ?
Oof.
Everything should just be accepted and more fun and going like towards like transitioning stuff as well.
Yeah.
Everyone to be okay with it and no one to bat an eye like when a man holds another man's hands or when a woman holds another man's like they could have a double take and be like, what? Like for it to just be as
I think for it to like, for it to be taught in schools.
Yeah, true.
It needs to be part of the curriculum everywhere.
And also training for teachers.
Yeah. And also, some laws need to be changed in other countries in the world, because there are still countries in the world where it is illegal to be gay. And that's just crazy.
Get stoned to death or put in jail for being gay.
One thing that I kind of want to bring up is I have been seeing, when I'm with you two guys, I have seen some people not stare, but like look. But I think with that, I think it's at least London is becoming more acceptable. Is becoming more. They're accepting the LGBTQ a bit more. Because they do look as a thing of like, because it's obviously for them, it's maybe not a norm or it's not something they see every day, but they don't do anything about it. They just look and they're like, oh, okay. And, then they go on with their business. They don't do those stares of like, oh, this is disgusting, or, they just look and they're like, oh, okay. And then they just go on with their business. And there's obviously, not from what I've seen, but there hasn't been any attacks, I hope, to
I've been a victim of hate crime before in London. Not a serious one. I wasn't like fully attacked or anything, but that is still a thing that happens.
Yeah.
It's every single day.
It's a thing that happens, but not as I don't think it's as bad as it used to be. To the point where like
for sure,
people are chasing you down the street and then just beating you up.
And it is a case of the police are now on your side as opposed to on their side. Yeah. But yeah.
But we're still progressing.
It's getting better, but it's still scary. And I think we need to like talk about those things. In order for it to get better.
I kind of want to go on to, so from my experience, from growing up in a black family, my family is it's kind of different. My family, like we're quite unique in the sense of we should be stereotyped in a way of who we are, but we're in some sense we are a stereotype, and in others we're not. So in some sense, like we should be homophobic. So
you shouldn't be homophobic. That's
no, we shouldn't. No, we shouldn't be homophobic. But I mean, in the stereotype, it's most common in black people to be homophobic, and I'll go on to why I think we shouldn't be homophobic. But it does happen in a lot of black families where they are, and in black cultures that they are homophobic. But I feel with my family, my family is quite old school, but they're also they're open-minded as well. So there are times where they can seem homophobic in a sense, but they're still learning this. Like they will still do their best, which that's the one thing I love about my family, the fact that they're not, although there might be times where they can slip up or whatever, they're not completely slipping up there.
I think everyone makes mistakes. I mean, even I make mistakes, and I have made tons of mistakes in the past, and I'm still learning. Everyone's still learning. As long as you are making a conscious effort to better yourself, then I think that's the best you can do.
And but another thing I want to just say upon with the black culture, I find absolutely dumb for the fact that the LGBTQ in some sense is a minority, the black culture in some sense is a minority.
Yeah.
The black culture and the LGBTQ culture in community, in some sense, are going through the same thing of segregation, of attacks, racist attacks, homophobic attacks. Yeah, black cultures is at times they can be extremely homophobic, and it's like you're going through the same thing. Why would if you don't like to be put down, why are you going to put another group down?
Yeah, no, I get that. I get what you were saying, but I think everyone can be equally homophobic. I don't think it's.
I get that, but it's just weird in a sense of I just find it very weird because it's like we don't like, especially when I look into like. Now, I'm not saying all people. It's definitely not all people.
Yeah.
But when I look into, because you can even see on the media and like there's in black families, it's like to be white and gay, it might be easier in a sense or you're more likely to be accepted than being black and gay, because.
I can't speak from experience, but I don't know if that's the case.
It's I don't know, because like just looking at the media in the sense of like, or more people that are openly gay, you don't really see black people being openly gay. And it has been represented, like, this isn't like just me kind of like, looking into it and all that.
Yeah.
It's just things I've heard from the media and things I've heard from, like, that. Because I, in my spare time, I watch a lot of things and I watch a few, watch things here and there. And there's some documentaries and interviews and just a few things that I've seen from the LGBT, like about the LGBT, and they do speak a lot. Like Ole Alexandra, I think his name is, from Years and Years. He's actually spoke about this as well. How it's there's more white LGBTQ, more who are openly gay in the spotlight. So
I think that might be.
Or like, support.
I don't think that's because there's necessarily less people who are out. I think it's because that there are more white people, LGBT white people who are in the public image. Asia Kate Dillon, who's a non-binary actress, posted a picture on their Instagram recently, and there's a section in the caption that says, "Actually, I do need to take this opportunity to engage in this conversation because there is perhaps a bridge to understanding here that will benefit people who don't have a voice, who can't walk down the street without being told to kill themselves." So I think it's less that there are less black LGBT people and more that because of the way that our society is and it's still learning to do with race and all of that, white people have a bigger voice. Yeah.
But I do wish one day, like, because the things I hear from Jamaica, because that's my nationality. If you guys don't know, it's very disturbing from the things I hear from them, what they do to people who are gay. It's it's one of the reasons that I don't want to go there, for the fact of me even being associated, like me even not associated, but me even the things that they do to the LGBT over there, they'll probably do the same thing to people who are associated to the LGBT, or who doesn't care if someone is in LGBT.
Yeah.
So me going there, I know that if something pops up in the fact of, I don't know, if someone was to say something homophobic, I'm not afraid to be who I am and to speak my mind and to say what my beliefs and everything are. So if someone was to be homophobic, I will tell them straight away to be like, yo, you need to chill out. And I will tell them, straight down that I'm not into that. I'm not into anyone who's homophobic. There's nothing wrong with being in LGBT. It's awesome if you are if you are in the LGBT. It's who you are.
Yeah.
It's the same as you being black, you being white. It's just who you are. But the things that they, I wouldn't know if I was to say that. I don't know if the next day I'll be, named dead, because that's how bad it is over there.
Yeah.
And I hope that changes, because that's why I don't want to go there, just in the fear of, or go to places that has the. I have a fear of going to places that has different views than I do. But,
yeah, I get that.
If you have the different views of them, they kill you.
I get that, but I think it is a part of for people in the LGBT community, it is almost what we kind of have to do, is fight and get our voices heard, so that maybe we don't have to physically be in those places to put ourselves at risk. But in order to change their views, we have to make ourselves heard. We can't run from it. Because that's just the way that it is.
Mm.
And it is scary.
But I also want to. I don't want to just in case of anyone who's Jamaican is listening. I'm not saying all Jamaicans are like that. I'm not saying the whole of Jamaica. I've never been to Jamaica, so I can't really say anything. But I'm just saying that in the sense of of what I've heard, and know, he say, she say, whatever kind of thing. That it's just things I've heard, and. I'm not going to say I hate Jamaica, because, that's, even though I wasn't born there, but I'm half Jamaican.
Yeah.
And my culture is Caribbean. So I'm not going to put Jamaica down in any way. I love Jamaica, but I just feel there are a lot of aspects of Jamaica that prevents me from going down there and prevents me from living in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'm wrong. Or if I am, or if I'm not wrong, hopefully it changes. And I do wish the whole world does change for the LGBT, because it's there's honestly, I've since birth, I never really understood. So from me growing up, it first started with I was in a La La Land kind of thing,
What?
I was I didn't see any evil. I only saw good things.
Okay.
So it was until I hit the age of 5, I believe, when I went to Disneyland. Because that's all that was in my head. It was Disneyland. I
mean, that's all that should be in your head when you're 5.
True.
When you're 5, you shouldn't be worrying about all the troubles of the world.
But it was until I hit around 5 or 6 and 7, I started seeing police brutality on people who are black. And in my eyes, I didn't see it as, oh, I'm black. Wait, am I going to get beaten up or this and that?
Yeah.
It was just a thing of, how does that even make sense?
Yeah.
So he's black, so you're gonna beat him up and you're gonna kill him, because that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about the LGBT at that time. It was until later down the line, probably like 8, 9, and 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
I started learning the same thing was happening to LGBT.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, so you're going to beat someone up because they're gay? Like, what kind of sense does that make? Like, and I just,
Some people just don't have that common sense, though.
True. But that's the thing. Like, for me as a child thinking that, it's like, how does someone get from me a plate, like a, you know, as a child, just a plain plate, you know, nothing in my brain at all, to have all these thoughts of why are you guys doing that from someone else who was a child, then doing the things that I feel was wrong.
Because people are brought up differently, and people are still being brought up in households, in families, in communities where being LGBT is seen as wrong. And whether you believe it or not, it is much more likely, if you're brought up in those kind of environments, that you're going to continue on that kind of behaviour against the LGBT community, because that's just what you've been brought up with. But I think it's kind of we need to go out there and educate people.
Oh, yeah.
And actually show people what, you know, that their stereotypes and their prejudices and all of that aren't true. Or if they are true, it's very rare that they are true. And that being part of the LGBT community isn't a bad thing. Yeah.
In my eyes, difference is the best. This world would be so boring if everyone was the same. The same goes for evil and good. You can have you can't have someone who's good if there's no evil.
Yeah.
But you can always have evil if there's no good.
Yeah.
Because if you're evil, you're always going to be evil. If you're good, you're not exactly going to be good if you're not faced with evil to do good.
I think if you're evil, you're not necessarily always going to be evil. People can change.
I mean just evil in general, of like just the evil, the noun kind of thing. There's in the world, just in general in the world, there's always like...
Yeah, there's always going to be evil because there's always going to be stupid people.
Yeah. But even like, but you don't be evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta leave for about 5 minutes.
That's okay.
Okay, wait. Before we leave, we got to cut this podcast because you're recording it. Alright, so we'll next week we'll be doing something special, something close to my heart. But for now, hopefully, you've learned a lot. I've definitely learned a lot. And hopefully, you guys would, stay safe, stay awesome. I'll talk to you guys later.
Yeah.